The international economic environment that businesses operate in is shaped by global trade, protectionist policies, and economic barriers that influence how firms compete and expand across national borders. Globalization is the process where national economies become increasingly interconnected through trade, investment, production, and the movement of people, capital, and information across borders. The main features of globalization are trading blocks, international mobility of labor and capital, international currencies, multinational corporations, international business communications, and international payment systems. Trading blocks are formal agreements between countries to reduce trade barriers, which allows international businesses to access larger markets more easily and operate with lower costs and fewer restrictions. International mobility of labor and capital refers to the movement of workers and financial investment between countries, which enables international businesses to recruit skills globally and invest where returns are highest. International currencies are widely accepted currencies such as the US dollar or euro used in global trade, which reduces exchange rate uncertainty and simplifies transactions for international businesses. Multinational corporations are firms that operate in more than one country, which allows international businesses to spread risk, exploit economies of scale, and adapt production to different markets. International business communications involve advanced technologies such as the Internet and digital platforms, which enable international businesses to coordinate operations efficiently and respond quickly to global market changes. International payment systems are mechanisms that allow money to be transferred securely across borders, which facilitates international trade by ensuring fast, reliable, and low-cost payments between businesses worldwide. An international trading bloc is a group of countries that agree to reduce or remove trade barriers between themselves to encourage trade and economic cooperation. The World Trade Organization is an international body that sets global rules for trade and aims to promote free, fair, and predictable international trade. The World Trade Organization affects the way international businesses operate as it reduces trade barriers, resolves trade disputes, and creates a more stable environment for global trade. Customs unions are trading blocks where member countries remove internal tariffs and apply a common external tariff to non-member countries. Customs unions affect the way international businesses operate as they simplify trade between member states while creating uniform import rules for goods entering the bloc. Common markets are trading blocks that allow the free movement of goods, services, labor, and capital between member countries. Common markets affect the way international businesses operate as they enable firms to locate production, employ labor, and invest freely across member states. The European Union is a highly integrated trading bloc that operates as a single market with shared laws and policies in many economic areas. The European Union affects the way international businesses operate as it provides access to a large single market with common regulations and reduced trade barriers. Mercosur is a South American trading bloc that promotes free trade and economic integration between its member countries. Mercosur affects the way international businesses operate as it reduces tariffs between members and increases access to South American markets. Free trade areas are trading blocks where member countries remove tariffs on goods traded between them but retain independent trade policies with non-members. Free trade areas affect the way international businesses operate as they lower the cost of trading within the area while maintaining different external trade rules. The North American Free Trade Area is a free trade agreement between the United States, Canada, and Mexico designed to eliminate trade barriers between the three countries. The North American Free Trade Area affects the way international businesses operate as it encourages cross-border production and trade by reducing tariffs and increasing market access. The Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation is a regional forum that promotes economic cooperation and trade liberalization among Pacific Rim economies. The Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation affects the way international businesses operate as it encourages trade facilitation and cooperation across diverse and fast-growing markets. The barriers to international business are factors that restrict or increase the cost and risk of trading across national borders. The reasons for protectionism in international markets are to protect infant industries and to protect employment and local businesses from foreign competition. Infant industries need to be protected as new domestic firms may be unable to compete with established international businesses due to higher costs and lack of experience. They would be protected by government measures such as tariffs, subsidies, or quotas that limit foreign competition. This affects the way international businesses operate as it raises costs and reduces access to protected markets. Employment needs to be protected as increased foreign competition may lead to job losses in domestic industries. This would be protected by trade restrictions or subsidies that support domestic firms and maintain employment levels. This affects the way international businesses operate as it limits market entry and reduces competitive opportunities. Local businesses need to be protected as they may struggle to survive against larger and more efficient multinational corporations. They would be protected by government support measures such as subsidies, tariffs, or legal restrictions on foreign firms. This affects the way international businesses operate as it restricts expansion and increases compliance costs. The methods for protecting markets are tariffs, customs duties, currency restrictions, quotas, subsidies, and legal restrictions. Tariffs are taxes placed on imported goods, which increase prices and reduce the competitiveness of international businesses. Customs duties are charges applied to goods entering a country, which raise operating costs for international businesses trading across borders. Currency restrictions are controls on the buying and selling of foreign currencies, which limit international businesses' ability to transfer profits and pay suppliers. Quotas are limits on the quantity of goods that can be imported, which restricts market access for international businesses. Subsidies are financial support given to domestic firms, which disadvantages international businesses by making local competitors cheaper. Legal restrictions are laws and regulations that limit foreign ownership or impose strict standards, which increase compliance costs for international businesses. The different barriers to trade are trade restrictions, exchange rate volatility, legal and regulatory systems, financial requirements, operating risks, and economic sanctions. Trade restrictions are government measures that limit imports or exports, which reduce market access for international businesses. Exchange rate volatility is the fluctuation in currency values, which creates uncertainty and affects pricing and profitability for international businesses. Legal and regulatory systems are differences in national laws and regulations, which increase complexity and compliance costs for international businesses. Financial requirements are rules such as capital controls or high taxes, which raise the cost of operating internationally. Operating risks are uncertainties such as political instability or weak infrastructure, which increase the likelihood of disruption for international businesses. Economic sanctions are restrictions placed on trade with certain countries, which prevent international businesses from operating in specific markets. Thank you for watching this video on the international economic environment in which business operates. I'll see you in the next one.